Mid-April is always a stressful period, and, as I glance at my watch, I realize it's nearly midnight. I have a client waiting for me, in the waiting room, a very nice lady of my age who I've had for 7 years. "Good day, Susan," or night. I'm not sure which it is now, I say as she enters. "I'm so sorry for keeping you here so late, Louise. I should have come weeks ago." "No need to apologize," I joke. "Just pay me a couple of hundred extra and it'll be fine." She laughs nervously. I guess my joke didn't sound funny to her. Susan takes some papers out of her bag and places them in front of me. Even though I'm tired, I take a quick look at them. "It looks good to me," I say. "Why don't you leave these papers with me and come back tomorrow at 10 a.m.? You'll still have time to mail the return." "Oh, please, can you do it now? Please," Susan begs. All right, I reply. My fingers move quickly over the keyboard for 20 minutes, entering numbers from her tax-related documents into the system. As pages rush from the printer, I watch as Susan writes a check for my services. She knows the rate. Will she give me a tip for staying so late? I think to myself as I gather the pages from the printer and place them in separate piles. "You'll receive a refund from the IRS in the amount of $573, I tell her, relieved to be able to say that. Normally, it's only clients who owe money to the IRS who come to me on April the 14th, and I have to endure their frustration. "Oh, thanks so much," Susan says happily. "You're the best." She hands me a check. I wasn't disappointed with the tip. I give her a large envelope containing her income tax return and place her check in my purse. A few minutes later, we walk downstairs to the main entrance. "I haven't been outside all day," I complain. "Oh, I'm so sorry. It was a beautiful spring day today. Thanks for letting me know. It didn't feel like such a lovely day." I had a new client who told me he was single, so I prepared his return accordingly. But then, about 30 minutes later, my phone rang and an absolutely hysterical woman's voice shouted, "I'll report you. You'll be disqualified. How dare you write on his return that he's single? He's married to me." Susan laughs out loud, but I told her I couldn't discuss his matter with her, and that he had to contact me directly. About 30 minutes later, he appeared at my door with a face as red as a lobster. "Would you please redo my return?" he asked. "Sure," I said, "but why did you lie to me and say you were single?" He replied, "I hoped that if I declared I was single on my income tax return, I could declare divorce." "That's pretty funny," I chuckle. He also asked if he could keep the original version of his return, saying it felt good to see he was single on paper. "I thought I was the worst client of yours," Susan admits. Why would you think that? You're not bad, and I've never seen you in daylight." I laugh. "Dear, you have no idea what I have to deal with sometimes." I push the front door to open it, but it doesn't budge. Suddenly, I remember that the front door is locked automatically at midnight, something I'd forgotten about since I'd never been here this late. "Oh no, I wish I could reach my car outside," I say. "Sorry," Susan teases. "Looks like we're stuck here for the night." I wonder what time it unlocks in the morning. We go back to my office, and I call my husband, but he doesn't answer. We sit in my office looking at each other for a moment before Susan bursts into laughter. This is hysterical. I smile at her, then start to laugh too. What a story to tell about being locked up in my accountant's office on April the 15th. We laugh loudly, relieved that there's no one else in the building to hear us. "Thanks for not being mad at me," I say when the laughter has died down. "Oh shoot," Susan suddenly remembers. "I have to call my mom. I always call her on Friday night." "Why only Friday night?"